guys? I'm Tash.
I'm Grant.
Welcome to Indiebnb.
Today we talked to Crab Claw from down in Charleston, South Carolina. We enjoyed our conversation. Can't wait for y'all to hear it.
Had a hell of a time. Let's roll the tape.
All right, guys, welcome into Indiebnb. We are here with Walker Troll of Crab Claw of Charleston fame. Walker, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you. Very much appreciate you coming on and making time for us. We love your music. I've seen you live. I've been to I was at a Two Slices show, which I'm repping right now. My boy Danny Martin. Grew up with him up in Columbia, so I was able to get to one of your shows before the pandemic hit a couple of years ago in Atlanta. So I've loved you ever since. But want to start with your music videos, man. I love from Riverboat Ron to Carcassonne to Self-Sabotage. I mean, you have such a variety and just awesome inspiration for your music videos. Tell me a little bit about like the creation of those and just where you get inspired from with those.
Well, I appreciate all the nice words. Thank you very much. As far as the music videos go, I've always wanted to put music videos out with singles because, I don't think people really like go on their phone when someone releases a single and like clicks it and goes to listen to it, right away. So I always kind of want a music video with my singles just so people will watch it, or listen to it.
Yeah.
So it's basically just a way to get the songs heard mainly, I guess. And then, we just like come up with an idea and usually do real guerrilla style recording where we're just, just usually me and another guy with the camera will go and just make something and throw it together on our laptops. It's turned out good, with the exception of Self-Sabotage, which we had an animator. My friend, his name's Grant too, actually. He lives in New York.
Mm-hmm.
He animated.
Gotcha. What about like the concept? Riverboat Ron. It inspired my friends and I start a hot dog eating contest every year. I know I communicate with you over Instagram about that, but what was the inspiration behind, what the hell does Ron Rivera have to do with hot dogs, man, and going for it on 4th and 1?
Yeah, well, we knew we wanted it to be like a competition, or like we had the idea that we wanted the character played by me, Riverboat Ron, Avatar, or whatever, to be, training and competing in something. And we were just thinking like, what would be funny and also like easy to film.
Yeah.
We thought about like, boxing and arm wrestling and all that kind of stuff, but we figured hot dog eating would be good. And then yeah, I mean, it just, it's good parallels with Ron going for it on 4th and stuff. Competition.
Yeah. I bet you miss him up there in Carolina. I know
I like Matt. I like our new coach a lot. I think he's got chops. So we'll see. Need a quarterback, but I love Ron too. I think he'll do well in Washington.
I mean, the guy beat cancer, and he's a hell of a hot dog eater. So I mean, nothing like him.
Yeah, no wonder he got leukemia or whatever all those damn hot dogs he's eating.
Oh man. Well, I mean, obviously, you got such awesome, just an awesome catalog that we could go through and starting from the beginning. But like, how did this all get started? From my understanding, it's a super group, but tell me a little bit about the inception. And I know you work with Keon and Wolfgang from Brave Baby, and obviously my buddy Danny is involved somehow. So tell me how all the pieces got together.
Yeah. Well, we have a pretty good community here in Charleston, and a lot of musicians will kind of help out on all the projects. And I was a complete amateur singing wise when we started, and I just had some extra money lying around. And Wolfie at the time, he didn't have a lot of money back then. He was just kind of getting his studio off the ground, here in Charleston. He's really obviously very successful now. But back in the day, he was kind of broke, and I was waiting tables at the time, and waiting tables in Charleston, had a lot of extra cash or whatever, and no real responsibilities or good budgeting habits. So I gave him some money to record our first song, which the first song, Carcassonne, was just like, I could barely sing when we started to do that, and it's all tuned up and down, through the whole thing. Years later, I feel like I'm finally a pretty decent singer, but back then I wasn't. Anyway, we just kind of all piled in, and I had Christian help me out. Him and I have been, besties for a long, long time, and he helped out with the project, and Woofy too. We've just all been really good friends and kind of commune down here in Charleston, and Crab Claw kind of got a little bit of a following. We just kept it rolling. So
awesome. Where'd you come up with Crab Claw? I mean, like, I know it's a great. It just grabs your attention. I mean, anything you say, but where'd that come from?
To be honest, I don't really remember exactly. I think it was we had this joke where I just had like a fuck ton of pseudonyms, and then I always liked pseudonyms for some reason. I could just call myself whatever, and people could know me as whatever, and they'd be like, Scooter, who's that? Or Walker, who's that? Or Crab Claw, or whatever. And just being the same guy, but just have different names for different people who knew me. And then Crab Claw was one of them because I bought this, it wasn't foam, but it was like some sort of plastic, but a soft plastic. I guess rubber, probably rubber.
Yeah.
Crab Claw, and I was just like wear it around. And first couple shows, I had that, and then we just called the band name that because we couldn't find any other band named Crab Claw, which I thought was funny. So we just went with that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, obviously, we've gone through and I've listened to all your stuff, and it seems like music is kind of like a therapy for you. Take me through like kind of your songwriting process. I mean, what does it look like? I think you draw on a lot of different experience. So what's kind of your main inspiration in going and creating your songs?
Well, the process is pretty typical for us. Usually I go in with like a hook, or like sometimes even as little as a song title, which was the case for Nose Beers.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of flesh the song out from there in studio, and then I'll have a sound kind of like what I think I want it to sound like, / an inspiration. And then I'll talk to Woofy and Christian and say like, hey, this is what I'm thinking for this track named Nose Beers or whatever. I kind of want it to sound like, Led Zeppelin or whatever, or whatever the case may be for that particular song. And then while they're fleshing out the tracks, usually we'll live track drums and guitar from those two guys, and they'll track the whole thing, the whole format of the whole song. Usually figure the format out, like verse, chorus, guitar solo, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, or whatever. And then they'll track the whole thing live, sometimes to a click, sometimes not, with drums and guitar. Usually just a rhythm, placeholder guitar, and then the drums. And then while they're doing that, I'm kind of figuring out the melody and the verses and the lyrics. Typically from like a story that I already knew. So all I have to do is basically just make it fit and sound good and rhyme,
Yeah.
And usually that's how we do it. And then we'll dub in the bass direct in, and Christian will overdub more guitar. And then sometimes, about half the time, we'll have another guy in there doing keys. Sometimes that'll be Dylan Dawkins of Persona Lab, or Corey Campbell, who played with Susto and now Babe Club. Steven, who plays with Susto now, or when he played with Brave Baby or Johnny Delaware. Any number of different keys guys. Paul Kalmus of Human Resources helped out, and Ross Bogan, who's really really good keys player here in Charleston, has helped out all in the keys. So they'll kind of sometimes add more like jazzy elements, more like artisanal chords or whatever to the songs, and give it a little more classical cred or music nerd cred or whatever to it.
I got you.
And then we'll just dub in the vocals last after I get the whole song figured out. And then some of the lyrics aren't even finished till after we start dubbing the Vox in.
Gotcha. As far as like a song like "Titties at Noon," I mean, like, was that inspired by a pair of titties that you saw at noon, or I mean, like, what?
Well, the hook for that song, actually, Johnny Delaware had this little stupid song that he would do called "Sucking on Some Titties and Milk," and he would just say, "Sucking on some titties and milk, sucking on some titties and milk," and I was on Tinder a lot of the time, kind of running around Charleston in my early 20s, basically being a fuckboy or whatever.
Yeah, as you do.
Which was always cool. And we were just like, well, song's kind of about like during the day sex with your Tinder girl or whatever, and pretty much that.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, you can't help but listen to your music and put a smile. It can't help but put a smile on your face. Even in all your stuff, it's just like, Tash called me during the day today. He's like, dude, we might have to like edit this thing because we can't be talking about with him a lot of stuff we could talk about. Especially.
Yeah. Y'all can edit whatever. If I say too many curses, whatever.
Oh no. We were just talking just in general with us. We're like, yeah, shit. Like, I gotta be careful. We gotta be careful what we're partying and talking about on here.
Yeah.
But like, tell me about, obviously it seems like you guys have a great scene down there. I mean, like, it seems like the Royal American, is that like kind of the heart of the music scene down in Charleston? And like, where is that kind of where Crab Claw, would you call that your home base, or?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we played there more than anywhere else for sure. Definitely home base, at least for our little group. I mean, the community is bigger than, it's gotten a lot more homogenized recently in the past couple of years, between like, the hip hop scene or whatever, and the more jammy scene that hang out more at the Poorhouse, which is across the bridge. It's become more homogenized recently, and we've all kind of come together, but it used to be, just our little group. We're kind of dominating the indie scene or whatever around here. And Royal American was definitely the home base for sure. We'd always put our album release shows there, and and definitely part of the family. All those guys. John Kenny, the Royal owner, he's really been super supportive of all of us. We can get a show there whenever. Just text them, and that's always been super cool.
That's awesome. It's always good to have, kind of like that place where you can go and you always be able to play a live show. Speaking of that, I mean, what's it look like, moving forward? Of course, we are down here in the southern part of the United States, and it seems like things are a little bit more open here. I mean, are you guys looking to play live soon, or what's that look like?
I'm hoping we can play a show soon. Trying to get all of it together. All the other guys are they have their own projects and stuff too, so sometimes it's hard to coordinate everybody together all at once, which has made touring difficult, obviously, in the past. But I'm looking at like June or something. Maybe Royal. We've been talking with the Commodore, which is a super sweet place on the east side. They have it's like kind of club vibes. It's an old black club that has basically been retrofitted, but it's cool, man. It's really cool in there. They have
That's
awesome bands in there every night. So,
Nice. Yeah. Well, what I mean, like, I guess, what have you been, up to as far as, obviously when the world ended last year in March? I mean, have you just been concentrating on writing music? What does that look like for you?
we've been writing. I mean, we've got a lot of stuff for the third album already done. Um, I'm getting back in there in a couple weeks. I think 2 weeks from today, actually. 2 weeks from tomorrow. We're getting back in there for 2 days, I think. Um, and just gonna do it a little bit more. But we just record a little bit at a time. I'm not in any hurry.
Mm-hmm.
And mainly since COVID, I've been going back to get my bachelor's, which has been shitty. I hate it, dude. It sucks. School sucks. But get my bachelor's in marketing. So
Well, you certainly know how to do that. Especially, I'm sure you've learned a ton from just being being an independent artist and trying to figure out how to, create a t-shirt that's going to sell. I mean, and the LaCroix Boys shirt, I think it may be the most clever and awesome thing. I'm a big Croy guy, so I really love.
love LaCroix. Yeah, that's done really well, man. I'm surprised. It started as a parody of Acid Boys, which is Justin from Susto's record label and clothing brand. Acid Boys. I was like, LaCroix Boys. It's like PG parody of it. But I mean, it's done great. I think we did like 20,000 last year or something just on our merch website, which is super cool. For me.
Yeah.
Because I get to keep it all or whatever. And yeah, it's been great. I mean, I've messed with some like other designs or whatever, and I've had this. We've got a couple more coming. But yeah, it's definitely a little extra side gig. It's been pretty sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, being able to get a little more, always trying to have some more streams for sure.
Yep.
Want to know about, obviously the second album seems like it was very, very personal, and definitely something that every song is unique on it. You can go from kind of a more rock and roll vibe to a little bit more of a country ballad vibe. I mean, I guess, what artists would you say kind of influence you on, hey, like, this one feels a little bit more like a George Jones or a country vibe versus, this one feels more like, hey, let's get in your face and kind of have a huge bridge, like, um Father's Day is kind of a little bit more of a, relaxed vibe. So tell me a little bit more about your influences, from other artists, and who has been your biggest one there.
Well, I always say Crab Claw's definitely like very inspired by Queen. Obviously, you can hear the guitar, and everything. Weezer is another big influence. And then 90s country. If I had to pick three, those three things, 90s country just being like, any like kind of mid 90s pop country, uh, those are definitely the biggest influences, probably all mashed up. And, I don't have like any particular genre that I feel like Crab Claw should be necessarily. I mean, it's definitely it's blanketed like loosely. It's rock music,
Yeah.
But I'm always down to mess around. I like all kinds of music, so if I could pull off hip hop at all, then we would try that. But I think it probably wouldn't sound that good. So.
Gotcha. Tash, I can't hear you, brother. No. Nope.
Just be out of this episode.
There you go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Now we hear you. And he's gone.
Classic Zoom.
I mean, jeez. We can talk now.
How about now?
Yeah.
I thought y'all were just ignoring me the whole time. Gosh.
You were talking the whole time?
Yeah, I've been like trying to chime in, and I was like, damn, Grant's just dominating me here. But
Oh no.
I couldn't hear me. I was. Oh man, that's the first technical difficulty we've ever had. But to get back, when you said Weezer, I was like, literally that song, "Let It Rest." I was like, this sounds like if Weezer grew up in the South. So I'm glad that I picked up on that.
Yeah, that was definitely very, very much contrived Weezer. Like we knew it was gonna sound like Weezer, and we were like, and then Christian's such a good guitar player. Like as far as his tones are concerned, like if you give him an idea of what you want it to sound like, he will just that tone will be there. Like it'll be the straight up same one. Like between the country tones, the Brian May, Queen,
Yeah.
our tones, and and Weezer and Let It Rest or whatever. He'll make it sound exactly like that guitar, which is super cool.
Yeah, and I love how y'all blend. I mean, it can be from song to song, just blending genres over the top of each other. And I love that y'all don't have any. There's no borders in y'all's band. Y'all just let it flow and let it ride, and come out with an amazing sound.
Testament to those guys, man. Like they just they make it sound like that. Testament to Wolfie to be able to put it all together like that too. I mean, it's definitely all mostly like rock based, even the country ones. But yeah, man, for sure. I think it's super cool because I love all that different type of stuff, and basically anything with like a hooky chorus and like some guitar, I really like. So
yeah,
pretty much that's like the common denominator, and the rest of the tones and stuff can just be whatever, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's definitely working, and I wish when y'all were talking about merchandise, you missed out on a great Grant story. Grant once threw up off a single LaCroix. It got him real messed up in the head, and threw up on a LaCroix one time. I was trying to chime that in there, but y'all couldn't hear me.
All right, like they go. I was like, I drank something and then I drank a LaCroix after, and I drank it too fast and just got over bubbled. And I mean, it was.
I can see how that could happen.
I've shotgunned a couple of LaCroix that didn't go that well either. It seems like
too much effervescence for shotgun, I think. Yeah. Sometimes I'll even let them sit for 10 minutes before I take a huge swaller.
Like a nice untapped LaCroix or a tapped LaCroix. It's already been cracked a little bit.
Like an 18-wheeler, you gotta let the tire pressure out or the brake pressure out before you put it in park.
Yeah.
Kind of getting back to those music videos. When you did Father's Day, I mean, are you burning that? I mean, like, y'all burning that actual motorcycle? I mean, like, and how many? It looked like you threw like the perfect shot of whatever that glass thing was, right? I mean, it looked like you were a major league pitcher.
I fucking nailed it. That was one take. I mean, we only had one take, right? Only made one Molotov cocktail and only had one beater motorcycle to set on fire. So I fucking nailed it.
I mean, that's like the first. I was like, "Holy shit! They did this in one thing, or they did this in post." I gotta know because
players make big time plays, man.
Yeah, no, I'm a natural athlete. I played baseball growing up or whatever, and just I knew I only had one shot, and I was just trying not to fuck up and like drop all the burning gasoline near me or whatever, and I was like, all right, well, don't fuck it up. And then our friend Rich, he owns American Biker, which is an Indian dealership up on 26 past North Charleston, and he set us up with that. The bike was totally worthless, by the way. Yeah. We didn't set anything on fire that had any value to anyone. and he showed me how to do it, and we got the rag all nice and soaked up with the gas, and he said, just light it, and you have like several seconds to throw it, so like don't get all panicky and like light it and then throw it right away, like so I just lit it and I chilled for a second and fucking threw it like a baseball. It was a Clausen pickle jar.
Okay.
It was like a good size and good like ball kind of throwing. So
I mean,
it
you
was
just get those things you can just feel like you can throw, and like that
yeah
was
yeah
like you just fucking whoo, loved it.
yeah. And thank God they got the shot. I had Dylan persona I have. He's a videographer, musician, kind of jack of all trades fellow here in town who does some like VHS recordings, which we did that with the home videos that we had for Father's Day. And he was like on a chair behind me, like for the over the shoulder shot with the VHS. And then, yeah, he got the shot. It was great. We had one shot and we got it, which is really, really cool because it made the video for sure.
Yeah. What speaking of your videos, I mean, do you still have the scooter? I mean, like, is that something you actually ride around Charleston? I mean, and is that how you get around the scooter?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I've had two Vespas. They're Italian made, super nice bikes,
Yeah.
and very extremely reliable and beautiful bikes. And I got a 350 now, black one. So it can get going too. I mean, I've got it up to 80. I've taken it to Savannah
Oh
before.
my god.
Yeah, I mean, they have the scooter body style, but they're definitely not like a moped or a little scooter that you picture in your head. Like they can get going. They got a lot of horsepower. Um, and I love that fucking thing, man. Like I'll never own another kind of bike. I don't think. I just love the Vespas. They're so reliable, so beautiful. Start right up every time. Just really great bikes. They hold their value too. Like some of the older ones you can sell for even more than you bought them back in the day new.
Wow.
Um, they're just really good bikes, and I love my Vespa.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Scoot Scoot is an anthem of our generation. That was my favorite song of yours. Going through your whole
Yeah,
catalog,
yeah,
such a good beat vibe song.
yeah. Well, that song we sampled Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Um,
Yes. Is that the did
Sega
it?
Genesis, yeah,
Oh
it's
my god.
Hilltop Zone, which is like Zone 5, like level 5, and we sampled that, and then basically built the whole song based off of that.
Wow.
So, which I think
That
was the Quincy Jones track. So that's why it's so good, is because like Quincy Jones wrote Scoot Scoot pretty much.
I mean, you and speaking of games, I mean, I'm on your Instagram, and I watch your stories. Obviously, you're the number one rated Magic the Gathering player in the world. I mean, what
Last
got you
season,
into that?
last season I was number one, yeah, which was so cool, man. Like I've always known I've always been a really good Magic player, but I've never like quite broken through to like professional level where I like making like money playing or whatever. Um, which is sometimes depressing, when you're like, no, you're really good at something, but you haven't been able to devote that much time or dedication to something that you're actually really good at.
Yeah.
So hitting number one was super cool, man. It was,
So you
and
gonna get
there are
paid
millions
doing
of
it?
players, so it was really cool.
Do you think you could do it professionally?
Well, the competitive play, organized play has changed a lot with COVID and everything, and there's not really a lot going on right now as much as there used to be. Back when I was in college before, you could travel every weekend and play in tournaments all over the place, and make money, and then go to the next one, and they
Wow.
depending on how well you do, you get flight vouchers and stuff. It was super cool. And then you could win, if you win the big one, you could go home with like $100,000 or whatever.
Jeez.
Jeez.
But these days it's a little different. Like now it's more aimed at content creators, like people who stream on Twitch and YouTube, and that's kind of where the money is now in playing Magic, which is cool. I mean, I'll be interested in doing something like that. But I just have a lot on my plate, so it's like, it's really like, what do I want to do? It's like, do I want to just like drop a lot of stuff in order to do that? Because that's like a real time consuming thing, like I can't just kind of half-ass that. I'd have to like be on there every day.
Yeah.
Which will be the dream kind of for me, because I love playing the game.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, maybe I should do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems like anything you do, you do it full send, and it seems like that's kind of a theme for you, within your life. I mean, I love the fact that your war against ampersands is the thing that really really intrigues me. I mean, what's the deal with that? And
I just think it's so dumb how every restaurant that comes out these days is like two nouns and with it separated by an ampersand. It's like, can you guys not be more creative than that? They like they want to be like super mod and cool, like sounding restaurant or whatever, but they end up just sounding like every other fucking thing that's come out like the past 2 years,
Is there one restaurant in particular that really just
Dude, man, there are dozens of them. Next time you're thinking about it, like look around Atlanta and look at all the restaurants that are just two nouns separated by an ampersand.
I've got two in my head already. I won't say them.
Yeah, I won't say the names of the actual
But
restaurants.
I've got two in my head that as soon as you said that, I was like, wow.
So now, as a general rule, I won't eat at those places.
Gotcha. That's you just for the lack of creativity for the name, and I love that. That's
well, it shows also in their lack of creativity throughout the whole thing. I won't eat there.
They definitely are the ones that have the like light bulb just hanging down over the table, like every other.
Yeah, you got the right idea. Yeah, it's like that same shit.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, last thing I had, obviously before we kind of wrap this up into Pete Peterson's, party pack of questions, all these people who, are in your music videos, it just seems like you have just a different cast of characters every single time. The girl who eats your heart in Carcassonne is different than the girl who's in Riverboat Ron, who's different than the one who's, the ones that are in, your, Father's Day video. So like, are these just all your friends, or are these people who, just are around the community in Charleston and just kind of talking about the relationship?
Yeah. A lot of people are my friends who've helped me out, being in music videos, talented people. I've been in a lot of them. And, we hired a dance troupe for Father's Day. A lot of times I'll just ask girls on Instagram or whatever if I need like a girl for a certain role. Usually they're stoked to do it, and they usually work. I mean, I've never really gone through like an agency for any of that.
Yeah. So
it's really just been very guerrilla.
I like that. Well, I hope to see you soon in I need to get you in a Two Slices video. I think you would fit, perfectly with Danny's, dance grooves and getting funky with him.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to play a heel or something in one of his videos.
Yeah. Obviously I grew up with Danny in Columbia, and so like his first band On or Off, my brother's best friend was in it, Mike, and then I saw him at North River Tavern with what was the band after On or Off? It was the one he had just before he got into Two Slices. But I bet I've paid close attention to him, and just obviously growing up with him, I've known him for a while, and I'm so glad that he that I got to see you and got to see Two Slices live, and then I've seen him since then, and him and Lasercat crush it, and it's just an awesome community.
Amazing. They're amazing. I love them. Guys, let me turn this TV off. Sorry, it's loud.
You're good.
The previous video was not loud, and this one was loud. Sorry about that.
No
All
worries.
good. All good. All right. Well, let's get into it here. We're going to do Pete Peterson's potty pack of questions. It's 20 questions in a row, rapid fire style. So, as soon as you're done answering, I'm going to ask the next one. So if you're ready, we'll go right into it.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Pop-Tarts or toaster strudels?
Neither. Do I have to pick?
Yeah, you got to pick.
Oh, toaster strudel.
Toaster. Spearmint or peppermint?
Spearmint.
How do you take your eggs?
Over easy.
Bud Light or PBR?
Bud Light.
Your go-to spot to eat in Charleston?
The Rare Bit.
Is Bigfoot real?
No.
Are aliens real?
Yes.
Are robots going to take over the world?
Eventually.
The best concert you've ever been to?
Arcade Fire at the Gorge.
Country you would like to visit?
Japan.
The best job you've had outside of music?
Probably my current job at Bangkok Lounge, karaoke bartender.
Favorite pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Your go-to late night snack?
Popcorn.
What are you vibing on recently? What artists do we need to know about down in Charleston?
What local artists?
Yeah.
I'm stoked for the new Susto record.
Right.
Been listening to some of their demos. It's really good. Other than that, Babe Club, friend Corey Campbell and Jenna's band, and my friend Dylan does some lo-fi pad tunes called Persona La Ave, and that stuff is always really, really good. He puts music out all the time.
Nice. That's good stuff. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Your go-to emoji on the keyboard?
The think face.
Think face guy.
Yeah.
All right. The best concert t-shirt you own?
Concert t-shirt. I got this super cool Jerry Lewis shirt, long sleeve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Day drinking or drinking all night?
Say again.
Day drinking or drinking all night?
Day drinking is preferable if the option is there.
Gotcha. Carrots or celery with your wings?
Celery.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
And that has been Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Crab Claw, thank you so much for indulging us in answering those.
Of course.
We can't wait to see you. As soon as you can get back on the road, we will be in the front row.
Hell yeah, man. Hopefully we can do that soon, Hopefully soon. You guys both live in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be back in Atlanta for sure.
We will be there, front and center.
Yeah, neighborhood theater or something like that. Or that's in Athens. That's Athens. What is that place called?
Dude, you could play Smith's
on the east side.
The Earl.
The Earl, yeah.
God, dude, you got it. I got too drunk at the Earl and got kicked out of there. I mean, I don't know.
You allowed back?
Yeah. No, I just got cut off. They were like, "Yeah, man, why don't you just have some water?" And I was like, "Yeah, thank you, appreciate it." I was at a concert that was not the same vibe as I was having for the evening. Lucy Dacus and the whiskey I drank didn't mix very well, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude, the Earl's awesome, man. I would say, dude, Smith's Old Bar, is good work if you can get it. They're renovating that whole place.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that place. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I used to know the Bookers, but they've all kind of moved on. But yeah,
There's
man,
a lot of good places in Atlanta.
yeah. Danny then played vinyl with Pip the Pansy.
Oh,
They
they're
played.
awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, dude, that was a sick show. We had a really good time. But yeah, they played there, which is right off West Peachtree. So I mean, there's just a ton of places, and I'd love to see you guys with with Brave Baby, or with get y'all's whole crew together and do like a tour of
Yeah,
Southeast. That'd be sick, man.
we've done a couple Charleston tours. We did one in Iowa, or two in Iowa, but there was one basically Charleston Music Festival that Susto put on
Mm-hmm.
with all Charleston bands in Macokota, Iowa, which is like an hour and a half out of Cedar Rapids, which is completely middle of nowhere. But it just all Charleston bands for 2 nights, and this place called the Codfish Hollow in Iowa, and it's cannot wait to play there again. That place is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go there, if you're ever up there and there's a show nearby, you should absolutely go.
Wow, what an awesome whose connection was it to Iowa?
Justin from Susto had played there before, and they're just super cool people. And yeah, and then people come from all over that little tri-state area to see shows there. And
Wow.
packed it out 2 nights, just Charleston bands. It was super bizarre, but surreal. It was really cool.
That's
Who'd
awesome.
have thought? Who'd have thought Iowa and Charleston, the connection? That's
The
awesome.
connection there. I don't know. But yeah, we should definitely do a Southeast thing like that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be there with bells on, man, and we're gonna help you any way we can with our just trying to expand your footprint. Obviously, my friends had no idea who you were until I turned on the Riverboat Ron video, and my buddy Langston Vaughn, who's won the hot dog eating contest 4 times in a row now. We started calling him Riverboat Vaughn, and so like it's like a for us, we have that yearly. So it's like there's 13 or 10 to 13 of us that do it. And just like yearly, Vaughn's coming in and he flexes on us every year. But it's been a joy to like kind of, your music video inspired an event that we have now, so wanted to make sure I shared that with you, and just how awesome it is to meet you finally, and glad that we're able to talk to you.
Yeah, I love to hear that, man. It was a pleasure to meet you guys too.